This fishy mermaid has warned me of our doom. We shall sink to the bottom of the sea.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle. Well, you demanded it. By which I mean those of you who follow me on Twitter demanded it.
Yeah, I let them decide what my next video would be in a poll. It was close, but you wanted to see more awesome vehicles and characters. So, here's 7 more characters or vehicles that should have gotten toys.
But first, another honorable mention.
Billy, Cobra Commander's son from the comics. Like last time, this character doesn't technically count because he did get a figure, but it was only available through the Collector's Club and as the modern body construction. A traditional O-ringed version that was widely available would have been nice to see. Number 7. Fatal Fluffies.
Okay, if you've never seen the cartoon, then an explanation is necessary here.
In the cartoon miniseries Pyramid of Darkness, Cobra used a genetically engineered lifeform, the Fatal Fluffies, to take over G.I.Joe's space station.
Yes, the Joes had a space station, but we're not gonna dwell on that absurdity here or now.
They first appear as cute, harmless, furry creatures, but can transform into fierce, hulking beasts that look a little like a minotaur. So, a 2-pack of these creatures, one cute, one fierce, would have been nice. They're on the list because they were mentioned the most by people responding to the first video, and I just can't resist peer pressure.
By the way, bit of weird trivia.
These things were basically what Hasbro at first wanted the Dreadnoks to be. Well, sort of. Hasbro's idea was for the Dreadnoks to be a kind of evil Ewok-type creatures, like nightmare teddy bears. Then Larry Hama went, how about a biker gang? And that crisis was averted. I'm guessing the Fatal Fluffies were an homage to that first Dreadnought idea. Number 6. Cobra and G.I. Joe transport planes. You know, the Joes use C-130 Hercules planes or C-5 Galaxies pretty often in both the cartoon and comic.
But Hasbro never made a toy based on them.
I guess because such a toy would have been huge. It still would have been nice to have though. But what would be even nicer to have was that Cobra equivalent we saw in the cartoon. That baby looked absolutely awesome and would have made a great if oversized toy. Oh, and we've got one more vehicle on the list.
And it's coming up right now.
Number 5. Cobra Submarines. I briefly showed these in last week's episode and lamented not putting them on the list, so right now I'm correcting that error. But Cobra had another type of submarine in the cartoon, one that would also make a great toy. We should have gotten at least one version of these as a toy. Instead, we got the Cobra Bug, which was okay, I guess.
And speaking of submarines...
Number 4. Cobra Submarine Commander. A toy as big as a Cobra Submarine should naturally come with an action figure, and the cartoon provides a candidate in the episode Not a Ghost of a Chance. The character has a cool uniform design that would have made a great figure. Oh, and look, it's another woman Hasbro didn't bother making a toy of.
It's amazing how much more diverse the cartoon was than the actual toy line it was based on.
Number 3. Coverta Fatale. Or, the Baroness in Disguise. Zarana in Disguise was on the last list, so it's only fair the Baroness gets to be on this one. And I've picked Coverta Fatale, who looks like a blonde Carmen Sandiego cosplayer. The Baroness adopts this persona who may or may not be a real woman in the G.I. Joe universe.
I thought you were but a legend.
I am, but I'm also flesh and blood.
She does this to find out how Destro really feels about her.
She is but a confused creature with whom I have been erroneously linked.
This response does not end well for him, as she then arranges for the destruction of his ancestral home and the eventual release of the G.I. Joe equivalent of Cthulhu.
I arranged it all.
The cartoon got weird, okay?
Anyway, it would have been nice to see Coverta as a figure. Though for the comedy option, I could have picked the time she disguised herself as Distreeb from the episode 20 Questions. By the way, that name, Coverta Fatale, from covert and femme fatale?
Sheesh.
But Cobra routinely uses anagrams of their own name as a ruse and think that's clever, so subtlety has never been their strong point. Number 2. Mara. Mara was a love interest of Shipwreck. Cobra used genetic engineering, they seem to be fond of doing that, to give her gills so she'd be able to breathe underwater as well as on land.
And it worked! Well, it half worked.
Rather than remain a Cobra lab rat, she escaped and Shipwreck found her. and he fell for her. They hit it off, but unfortunately she decided she belonged to the sea and was never seen again. Well, she did show up in one more story, There's No Place Like Springfield, but that turned out to be an evil synthetic clone made to fool shipwreck.
I told you the cartoon got weird.
Anyway, if she'd stayed a regular in the series, we could have gotten a figure of her. Hell, maybe two, one in a Cobra outfit and one as a Joe. And the number one character that should have gotten a figure, in this video at least, is Admiral Latimer. This guy was an old friend of Hawk and a decorated US Navy officer, but they were gonna make him retire and scrap his favorite ship, the Montana. He didn't like that one bit, so Cobra was able to convince him to turn traitor, becoming a Cobra Admiral where he'd get to keep his ship, with upgraded weapons and all. But considering the title of the episode he appeared in was Sink the Montana, you knew it wasn't gonna end well for him. Still, the man looked spiffy in a Cobra uniform, and it would have made for a spiffy figure. And that was the list. Kinda weird how a lot of it was naval themed. I didn't plan that going in.
Maybe I should end with a sea shanty then.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Okay, fine. Hey, and if you can think of any more characters that I've still left out, do let me know in the comment section below. Well, I'll see you next time, everybody, and hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing.
This fishy mermaid has warned me of our doom. We shall sink to the bottom of the sea.